Listen up, ladies and fellas. If you need a little pep in your step, don't be afraid to use G Fuel. I can 120% say that I've been using it for years now. Absolutely love it. You got just enough caffeine in each serving of G Fuel in order to get your day going. This is not a sponsorship. This is strictly an affiliate, so I don't get paid off anything unless you use my link in the description box and my promo code NARUEX, NARUEX. They've got all types of anime themed G Fuel merchandise and energy tubs, and each serving has around 140 to 150 grams of caffeine in each serving, just enough to get your day going with the extra pep in your step. Best of all with G Fuel is that there's no crash and there's absolutely zero sugar inside of it. And as someone that does try to avoid having too much caffeine and too much sugar, I absolutely love it. Use my promo code NARUEX in order to save a little extra when you purchase G Fuel. Pin, comment, and link in the description box. What if I told you that Kashin Koji may have just pulled the most brilliant idea, the most brilliant piece of ninja trickery that we've ever seen in Boruto? And it didn't involve a kunai, it didn't involve a jutsu clash, or even a battlefield. Instead, it was a mind game. One that puts a mother's love for her son against her loyalty to the Hokage and to the village itself. Ino Yamanaka is about to become the most dangerous wildcard in all of Konoha's politics, and Kashin Koji, well, he already knew. He was 2 steps ahead, using Inojin as the key to stop her from snitching on Shikamaru and taking him out the Hokage's chair, because Kashin Koji needs Shikamaru to stick around. That sounds wild, right? Well, stick around, because this isn't just Boruto politics, it's also classic Shinobi deception at its finest. Might want to check on the people that say I missed when this was about ninja and ninja trickery and etc. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video, where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, goes into a deep dive into why this newest development is exactly what we need right now as part of this calm before the Mamushi storm that's coming to Konoha. Everyone hide your baby oil. Also, by the time you guys are seeing this, the chapter review should be up on the channel, which I will leave that linked in the description box and the end credit. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to check out and subscribe to my Anime Explained channel and my Everything One Piece Explained channel, also linked in the description, if you want to hear me talk about other anime besides Naruto, or if you're a One Piece junkie, check out that One Piece channel where I only talk about One Piece and I blind react to every single One Piece chapter from chapter 1 up to the current chapter as a brand new reader who's never been spoiled. So let's just set the stage right now. Ino's doubts are at play, so we gotta rewind for a second. Shikamaru trusted Boruto when Amato revealed that the reality itself had been rewritten. He said, wait a second, I need to talk to this Boruto guy. Basically, he learned Kawaki and Boruto, they swapped in everyone's memories thanks to omnipotence. Ino, on the other hand, she heard all that and she said, I don't know. She used her mind transmission jutsu to help Boruto. Yes, she did it because Shikamaru vouched for him, and Shikamaru's Hokage was saying this is essential to village security. Her skepticism, it finally boiled over after the Shinju Jura nearly killed her son Inojin during that attack on the village. And then that's when that manga chapter showed us something. She said, I need to know, are you asking me as a Hokage, or you asking me as a friend? Oh, you're asking me as a friend? Nah, fam, I can't do this. However, the manga dropped a massive clue, something that we pointed out when it happened. Part of Ino's decision came down to her looking at her son. Ino was looking at Inojin when she said, I need a reason to believe Boruto, and right now, I don't have it. That panel, in hindsight, was foreshadowing. The series wants us to know that Inojin, her son, will likely be the one who sways her when the time comes. Allow me to cook for a second. So, this matters on a political level. This is why I've been calling for a mini 13th chairman arc in Boruto from Hunter x Hunter. So, let's fast forward now. Shikamaru already is walking a tightrope with the Feudal Lord. He's under investigation. Kobu's breathing down his neck. He's interrogating everyone who's had any interactions with Boruto. The council with the elders, they're not exactly thrilled with his leadership. We're even told in volume 2 of the manga that the other Kage are not thrilled with his leadership. Though, you gotta believe that Gaara, when he wakes up, is gonna be like, wait, Shikamaru did this? Hey, my brother-in-law ain't that bad. However, here's the danger. When pressure mounts, Ino, she could be forced into a corner. And when she's interrogated, you better believe that she might end up trying to snitch on Shikamaru, spilling the fact that he trusted Boruto over Kawaki. A move that the Feudal Lord would see as betrayal because he believes that Boruto killed Naruto. That would give Konoha's enemies exactly the excuse needed to strip Shikamaru of the Hokage title. Obviously, in this case, the Hokage's enemies or Konoha's enemies would be the Feudal Lord, even though the Feudal Lord is bankrolling. They're on opposite sides right now. This is where we enter in Kashin Koji, the puppet master, the guy who has 10 directions, the guy who sees all possible outcomes, and he told us, Shikamaru, under no reasons can I have you lose a Hokage position. Remember, after Boruto altered the timeline, Kashin Koji gained a new 10 directions update. This basically allowed Kashin Koji to see inherent foresight into how the timeline can best and twin all these multiple possible scenarios moving forward. He can't control everything, but he can see the danger points and the outcomes and plan accordingly. And one of the things he's seeing is Shikamaru potentially being ousted, and he needs to prevent that in order to seemingly take down Mamushi for this upcoming battle. So what's his move? Well, he summons Inojin. He and Boruto use that toad. They tell Inojin, hey fam, yeah, you like Himawari, right? You want to protect her? Come with us. Inojin's like, oh, I want to protect Himawari. And he goes to Toad and gets summoned. If you've seen the It movie, he's like that clown that drags a kid under the sewer. This was genius, but it was also ruthless. Kashin Koji didn't really appeal to Inojin's loyalty as a comrade. He appealed to his feelings for Himawari. And in this instance, he's going to turn around and do something very ruthless and calculated with Ino. He isn't appealing to Ino's loyalty as a comrade either. He's appealing to her instincts as a mother by doing this. Ino is about to be forced into a psychological battlefield where the price of snitching isn't just political fallout for her childhood friend Shikamaru. It would also be alienating and potentially putting her own child at risk. This is a very classic consequentialist type of thinking, something that you would expect more so from someone like Kawaki. These are characters who do not care if the tactic feels manipulative. They do not care whose feelings they trample on as long as they get the desired outcome. That's the only thing that matters, the outcome. Shikamaru must stay Hokage. Boruto must stay protected until Jiraiya is defeated. And the timeline cannot be allowed to spiral. This is not about morality. Someone like Jiraiya wouldn't have done this. Instead, this is about results, which goes back to something that we've been toying with in Boruto. Just because Mitsuki is a clone of Orochimaru does not make him Orochimaru. Just because Kashin Koji is a clone of Jiraiya does not make him Jiraiya. These are characters shaped by their own experiences. They walk a different path. This is also, interestingly enough, ninja trickery at its finest. And that's the part that I love. People forget that being a ninja isn't just about fighting. That's something that a lot of people focus on because Naruto and now Boruto, they are battle shonen. However, part about being a ninja, as Kakashi eloquently put in the first volume of the manga, is deception. A ninja must learn to see through deception. And more importantly, it's about strategy. For the Kunoichi, it's about using their feminine charm as well as their kunai and jutsu. What Koji is doing here is every bit as dangerous as a shadow clone or a substitution jutsu, things that are meant to throw you off guard. Only this time, the battlefield, it's in Ino's mind. He's planting seeds. He's predicting her moves. He's waiting for those seeds, obviously Inojin, to sprout. And he's setting up a counterattack before she even realized that she's under attack. This is Shinobi art at its purest form. It is trickery without throwing a single punch. There's also real life ninja parallels at play here. And I just want to say this, if you think that this is far-fetched, history actually backs this up. Real life shinobi, they weren't always assassins leaping from the rooftops and doing all these things that Hollywood has convinced you. Many of them specialize in psychological warfare and political manipulation. Great examples of this are some of my favorite stories. The Iga and the Koga clans, they would often infiltrate castles, and the way that they did this, they didn't just sneak in and attack from the shadows with kunai and swords and etc., leaving bloodbaths like Hollywood makes you think. Instead, They were disguised as servants, as entertainers, and they subtly influenced decisions from the inside. You didn't know that there was a traitor in your midst because it was all about deception and playing the long game. Ninja, they were also known in real life to spread rumors or to use family connections to pit rivals against one another. Which, side note, that's what Kawaki did, which that should make all these dumbasses that say that Boruto doesn't use any ninja elements and that Naruto is more ninja-like look like idiots. This should change how you view the whole omnipotence thing, and Kawaki spreading that rumor that Naruto was killed by Boruto. That was a ninja type of a tactic from a character who would go on to say in the future the age of the shinobi is over. The irony in that situation. This sounds like mind-blowing stuff to us here in the West, but again, people that are in Japan that have heard these stories, etc. growing up, it's all stuff that they pick up on the moment they see it. Shikamaru in a lot of ways is more ninja-like than any other character in Naruto if you look at it from that perspective. In some cases, these ninja, they target not the leader, but instead they would target the leader's loved ones. They would use emotional leverage in order to control outcomes. If there was a way to gain the desired outcome without spilling blood, that's the path they would take. One very famous tale describes how a shinobi used a daimyo, so a feudal lord, his own son, as a bargaining chip, ensuring loyalty not through strength, but through emotional manipulation. It sounds familiar, right? That's exactly what Kashin Koji might be positioning himself to do with Inojin. He's turning Ino's son into the ultimate pressure point, because the moment that Ino gets interrogated and Koji finds out, he can have Inojin contact her and say, hey mom, watch what you say, I'm helping Boruto right now. Ino, by extension, those maternal instincts are going to kick in. She's going to be pissed off, but those maternal instincts are going to kick in. She's going to protect her child. The bigger picture in this is that when you step back, this isn't about Ino. This isn't about Shikamaru. This is about the entire balance of power in Konoha. This is about saving the entire world. Kashin Koji knows that if Shikamaru falls, the Feudal Lord will likely replace him with someone that is going to take a more aggressive stance towards Boruto. Someone who is not going to hesitate to have him killed or to allow Kawaki to kill him, or say even worse. That's why Kashin Koji's plan, it isn't just clever, it's essential. By using Inojin, he's protecting not just Boruto, but also the Hokage and the planet itself, making Kashin Koji someone that is manipulative and probably not your favorite character after everything he's done, but probably the most important character in Blue Vortex right now, obviously outside of Boruto. So the question now becomes, has Kashin Koji pulled off one of the greatest ninja moves in Boruto without ever having to step foot on a battlefield? That's important context, without having to step foot on a battlefield. Is Inojin the secret key to saving both Boruto and Shikamaru? Or is all this going to backfire when Ino realizes she's being manipulated? Either way, this isn't politics. This is ninja warfare, and the battlefield is trust itself. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Click here on the left to check out this chapter review, or click here on the right to check out videos from other two anime channels where I talk about non-Naruto content.